Jai Mahamaya ki jai, Bole Baba ki jai. In our last discourse, we heard about Mother Sita being stolen away by the demon Ravana. And when Lord Rama found out about this, he goes long into his sorrow and pains. Now we move on to chapter 30. Vedavyasa said, O King Janamejaya, Rama and Lakshmana, discussing this, remained silent. When the Rishi Narada appeared there from the sky above, singing the Samaveda hymns in tune and musical rhythm with his renowned lute, Ramachandra of indomitable powers, on beholding him, rose up from his seat and gave him quickly an excellent seat and offerings of water for washing his feet. Then he worshipped the Muni and stood with folded hands. When the Muni ordered him, he took his seat close by Narada. O Ramachandra, taking his seat there with Lakshman, with a grievous heart, Narada asked him in a sweet tone, O descendant of Raghu, why are you being so afflicted with sorrows like an ordinary mortal? I know that the evil-minded Ravana has stolen Sita Devi. I heard while in the heavens that Ravana, the descendant of Pulastya, stole away Sita out of a fascination. He could not know that it would be the cause of his death. O descendant in the family of Kakutsa, it is for the killing of Ravana that your birth has taken place, and for that purpose Sita has been stolen now. O Raghava, the Devi Sita in her previous birth was the daughter of a Muni and practiced asceticism. While engaged in her austerities in her holy hermitage, Ravana came and looking at her, prayed that beautiful woman to become his wife. Hearing this, she gave a good reproach to Ravana when he perforce caught hold of her hair. That ascetic woman got very angry, and considering her body polluted by the devil's contact, resolved to put an end to her life and cursed Ravana, saying, O villain, I will be born on the surface of the earth, not from any womb, but simply for your destruction and ruin. Thus saying, she parted with her life. O tormentor of the foes, Ravana, the king of the demons, mistook a garland for the extremely poisonous serpent and has stolen away Sita Devi, the part incarnation of Lakshmi, in order to root out his race. When the Devas prayed for the destruction of that wicked, insolent Ravana, difficult to be subdued, you are born on this earth in the family of Aja as a part incarnation of Vishnu, beyond birth, old age, and death. Almighty armed, have patience. Sita Devi is meditating on you day and night. Indra himself, the king of the Devas, sends the nectar and the heavenly cow's milk in a pot to her daily, and she subsists on that alone. O Lord, on drinking the heavenly cow's milk, the lotus-eyed Sita Devi is living without any hunger or thirst. I used to see her daily. O descendant of Raghu, I am telling you how that Ravana can be killed. Perform in this month of Ashvin the vow with devotion, fasting for 9 nights, the worship of the Bhagavati, and repeating the mantram slowly, and performing the fire ceremony, observing all the rules, will certainly fulfill one's all desires. O best of the race of Raghu, you should offer the sacrifice before the goddess. Perform japam and fire ceremony equivalent to 1/10 of japam. If you do all this, you will certainly be able to release Sita. In days of yore, Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma, and the Devas in the heavens all perform this worship of the goddess. Therefore, O Raghava, every person desire happiness, especially those who have fallen under great difficulties, ought to do this auspicious ceremony of the Navratri without the least hesitation. Vishvamitra, Bhrigu, Vishista, and Kassapa, all of them did this worship before. When some stole away the wife of Brihaspati, the guru of the Devas, he too, by the force of this worship, got his wife back. Therefore, king, dost thou now celebrate the puja for the destruction of Ravana. O high-minded one, this vow was practiced before by Indra for the destruction of Vritra, by Shiva for killing the demon Tripura, by Narayana for the killing of the demons Madhu and Kataba. So you should also firmly resolve to perform daily this vow with your whole heart. Rama replied, O ocean of knowledge, who is this Devi? What is her influence? Whence has she sprung? What is her name? And how is that vow to be duly observed? Kindly describe all of this to me. Narada answered, Listen, O Raghu, that goddess is eternal and ever constant, primordial force. If you worship her, all your difficulties will be removed and all your desires will be fulfilled. She is the source of Brahma, Vishnu, and others, and all those living beings. Without her force, nobody would even be able to move their limbs. The supreme auspicious goddess is the preserving energy of Vishnu, is the creative power of Brahma, and is the destroying force of Shiva. Wherever there exists in this infinite universe, whether temporal or eternal, she is the underlying force of all. How then can she have an origin? Her origin is not Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Sun, Indra, or the other devas, not this earth, nor this upholder of the earth. She is devoid of all qualities, the giver of salvation of all, the full Prakriti. In the time of the final dissolution of this universe, she lives with the supreme Purusha. She is also Saguna, full of qualities, and the creatrix of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and has empowered them in every way to create the three lokas. She is the supreme knowledge existing before the Vedas and the originator of the Vedas. The individual souls, knowing her nature, become able to be free themselves from the bondages of this world. She is known by endless names. The Brahma and the other devas might choose to call her according to her actions and qualities. I am unable to describe those names. O descendants of the race of Raghu, her endless names are formed by the various combinations of various vowels and consonants from the letter A to letter X. Rama said, O best of Munis, describe briefly all the rules and regulations that this vow of Navratri and worship are performed with my heart. I will do it with full devotion and faith. I will worship her, the goddess. Narada said, O Raghava, on a level plot of ground, prepare an altar, place the goddess there, and fast for 9 days. O king, I will be your priest, and I will with energy carry out this yagya to fulfill the work of the gods. Then the powerful Bhagavan Vishnu, hearing all this from the Muni, believed them to be true, and on the approach of the month of Ashvin, prepared the altar on the top of the hill and placed the auspicious goddess, the world mother, and observed all the rules performing the vow and the worship of the goddess. Fasting for 9 days, Rama celebrated the vow and duly offered sacrifices, performed the worship and homus ceremonies. When on the grand night of the 8th lunar day, the two brothers completed the vow as told by Narada, the supreme Bhagavati was pleased with the worship and appeared before them. Mounted on a lion and remaining there on the top of the mountain, addressed Rama and Lakshman in a sweet, grave tone, like the rumbling of a rain cloud thus. Rama, I am satisfied with your worship. Ask from me what you desire. Rama, you are sent by the gods for the destruction of Ravana. and are born as a part incarnation of Vishnu in the pure and stainless family of Manu. It is you that is in ancient times incarnated as a fish for serving the purpose of the Devas, preserve the Vedas by killing the terrible Rakshasas on the welfare of the universe. It is you that incarnated as a tortoise and held aloft the mountain, churned the ocean, and nourished the Devas. O Rama, it is you that incarnated in days of yours as a boar and held aloft on your teeth this earth. It is you that assumed the form of a man-lion and preserved Prahlada by tearing asunder the body of Hiranyakasipu by your sharp nails. O descent of Raghu, it is you that assumed in ancient times the form of the dwarf and served the purpose of the Devas by deceitfully cheating Bali, the younger of Indra. You incarnated as the son of Agni in the Brahmin family, extirpated the line of the Kshatriya kings, and gave over this whole earth to Bhagavan Kasyapa Rishi. So you are now born as the son of Dasarantha in the stainless race of Kakusta at the request of the Devas, who have been sorely harassed by Ravana. These powerful monkeys here, born of Deva incarnates, all endowed with great power by me, will help you. Your younger brother Lakshman is the incarnation of Sesnag serpent. This indomitable man will kill, undoubtedly, Indrajit, the son of Ravana. You will kill Ravana, then you would worship me with great devotion in the vernal season, and then enjoy your kingdom according to your liking. O best of Raghu, for full 11,000 years you will reign on the earth, and after that you'll enter back into your heavenly abode. Thus saying, the Devi disappeared. Ramachandra became very glad, and completing that most auspicious ceremony, performed the puja on the 10th day and gave lots of presents to Narada and made him go toward the ocean. O king, thus stimulated by the supreme energy, the highest goddess, Ramachandra went to the shores of the ocean, accompanied by Lakshman and the monkeys. Then he erected the bridge across the ocean and killed Ravana, the enemy of the gods. His unparalleled fame spread everywhere throughout the three lokas. He who hears with devotion this excellent account of the Devi will get the great happiness in this world, and in the end will get the final beatitude. There is no doubt in this. O king, there are extant many other Puranas, but none is equal to this Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. No, this is my firm belief. Here ends the 30th chapter on the narration of the Navratri ceremony by Narada and the performance of that by Sri Ramachandra in the third book in the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses by Maharishi Veda Vyasa. Here ends the third book. Jai Mahamaya Ki Jai, Bole Baba Ki Jai.